Hey folks, this is Silicon Steve VALLI with High Spots and Cheap Pops, and today we're going to be talking about the WWE in Chicago last night. Did not watch it. I'm not going to watch Raw. No. I'm a podcaster. I'm a marijuana advocate. I am a pro wrestling manager. I am a pro wrestling commentator. I have a lot of fires burning all around the world. I am a cryptocurrency enthusiast. I'm a musician. I can't watch Raw just so I can bitch about it on the internet, even though I'm about to do that right now. I'm not going to bitch about Raw because I don't watch it. I will bring up, though, reports coming out that the Chicago crowd was in prime fashion. For some reason, though, I don't know why, they were very schizophrenic. For some reason, when Goldberg was coming out, they were all chanting. Gold! It sounded thunderous. Holy cow. It was amazing. But every time Goldberg's name was mentioned in the promo with Bobby Lashley, he was booed out of the building. Come on, Chicago. It's almost like there was noise pumped through the venue to try to get the crowd at home and the viewers at home to think Bill Goldberg's over as a babyface. It's just, if I didn't know the WWE had so much respect for our opinion and our intelligence, I would think they were trying to pull something over our eyes. Pull that wool over. But no. They wouldn't do that. And I'm really happy to see Drew McIntyre now. And I'm, first of all, by the way, with breaking news, Michael Cole hopped on last night briefly on Raw, and when Drew McIntyre, and he basically introduced Drew McIntyre via the broadcast. Great job by Michael Cole. He did call him a 16-time world champion, though, so I'm not sure. Maybe he's counting some indie championships, but yeah. But I know the WWE wouldn't pump in sound crowds and try to create a completely different vision and lie to their fan base over and over and over and over again. Come on now. They wouldn't do that. The WWE doesn't respect our opinions. They never did. They came out, all the McMahons came out a few years back, including Triple H, and said, "You're the authority now." Nothing changed. Nothing's going to change until AEW smacks you right across your fucking face, which will happen within the next year. Then, just like in 1996 and 1997, you change the way you do things because you realize you're behind the times. Vince McMahon, in many ways, is the most, in fact, almost every way, is the most groundbreaking man in the history of professional wrestling. But the trends of the business, in terms of how stories are told and the actual content, the actual art, not the production, not all the bells and whistles that WWE does great. I'm talking about the songwriting, the performing. WWE is always behind the times. Whether you want to talk about how they had to bite off ECW, bite off WCW back in the 90s just to get their leg up. The question is now, do they have someone like Vince McMahon was in the late 90s to adapt and make the product better? With a 76-year-old Vince McMahon, who clearly doesn't give a shit about any of your feelings, doesn't give a shit. As long as he's making that money with the record profits they've been doing and Nick Khan has brought in, he doesn't give a shit about any of you. Doesn't give a shit about me, doesn't give a shit about the wrestlers. If he did, he wouldn't let so many people who have loved this business, bled for this business, they wouldn't just let him walk away. Let passionate, really talented people just walk away. They wouldn't do that. If they respected us and our opinions, they wouldn't do these things. They wouldn't pump in fake music or fake crowd noises. And they wouldn't put out a 54-year-old man who can't wrestle, never could, ended Bret Hart's career way prematurely, and almost killed The Undertaker. Who doesn't give you a big rating pop. He doesn't draw crowds. He gets booed out of the building when you're trying to build him up as your top babyface on Raw. You guys just keep on pushing. Keep on doing it. It's all right. The WWE is going to have to change the way they do business and the way they, let me rephrase, they're going to have to change the way they produce television over the next 2 years, or it's going to be very long. And at the end of the day, Fox is not re-upping with them because they're barely doing $2 million a week. Barely, and sometimes they don't. That's not what they expected. I mean, they were, I mean, don't forget, Raw was getting $2 million on USA. They figure, oh, you're coming to Fox, you're going to get 3, 4, 5 million. WWE has failed to get the ratings they need because they failed to produce compelling television. Just that simple. But Baron Corbin's on every week, and after he was doing his first decent thing he's done in his entire career, they turn him heel again. So I don't know. So I don't fucking know. I don't care either. I fast forward Baron Corbin. I've been doing that for 2 years. So, but I wanted to give a shout out to the WWE crowd last night in Chicago. If you did not see it, I did see clips after the raucous crowd goes into the Bill Goldberg crowd. Then the crowd, then they get vocal, and the WWE can't silence that crowd. Bray Wyatt chants, "We want Wyatt" chants, erupted. To their credit, though, and I will say this, Lashley and Goldberg held their shit together. Goldberg is really good at, I've noticed, at not giving a shit about the crowd reactions. He knows he's supposed to be a babyface. He knows he's supposed to be cheered. But he's booed out of the building. He doesn't seem to give a shit. God, he sucks. He's the fucking worst, man. Fuck you, WWE, for that one. I need to see this jerk off in another fucking 3-minute match. Or 4-minute match with no fucking story. 5 spears. What are you going to have? 5, 15 spears in that match? Jesus Christ. Fucking terrible. Sorry. Anyways. Other big news today. Ric Flair was released yesterday. Asked for his release. And there's been comments. He hated the thing with Lacey Evans. She wound up getting knocked up. So that storyline shit away as well. Oh, man. Not for nothing, Rick. If you're going to impregnate a woman after not being a big part of all their lives, should you really be having kids at 60-something years old and then leave the show? Poor Lacey. Sometimes I go into kayfabe, guys. Sorry. But I wanted to give a shout out to Chicago's crowd. Ric Flair's release, what does this mean? I don't know. I'm not super interested in Ric Flair at this point in time. He's kind of a shell of his former self. And health-wise, but maybe that's what keeps him going. I'm just worried that he's going to have a stroke on TV or something. I'm afraid I'm going to have a stroke on TV, though. I'm paranoid about strokes. But Ric Flair, it will be available for all sorts of bookings. I think he's going to find a lot of gigs. He'll be able to do whatever he wants, and he'll be able to have some creative freedom, which he didn't have before. So good for Ric Flair. Much love. Good luck. I don't know if AEW is a good spot for him, but hell, if he goes anywhere else other than WWE, he can probably make some appearances, and we can have a little bit of a reunion, if you know what I'm talking about. Barry Windham. I wonder what he's doing these days. We know what Wyndham Rotunda's doing these days. Cult of Wyndham. Anyhow, so those are the 2 big ones I wanted to talk about. And I just really wanted to express that WWE has been treating us like we're idiots for far too long. And I'm kind of tired of it, but I've been tired of it for a while. They're not going to change. Like I said the other day in a video, it's like bitching about the weather. What the fuck are you going to do? Vince McMahon doesn't give a shit about you until it affects his pocketbook and his company's pocketbook. It's not being affected enough just yet. But when Fox says, you're not really producing the way we thought you were, bye-bye. They only got another year. What do they got, a 3-year deal? They got another year on this contract. Fox ain't re-upping. Vince is going to be 77, pushing 80. 80's when you get, even if you're in great shape, usually it's a little rough, at least mentally. But Vince is still very quick. The question is now, what will it take for Vince, just like he had to do in the mid-90s, what will it take for Vince to say, okay, the game is changing and I have to adapt? Because it doesn't seem like, with Bray Wyatt getting released, it does not seem like he gives a fuck. I still don't. Bray Wyatt must have said some really fucked up things, or there must have been a major disagreement, because they wouldn't just let him go like that. He just probably refused to do any of the stupid shit they want him to do anymore. He wanted to protect his legacy and his character. They've done everything to destroy it, what he has built. I fucking hate Bill Goldberg. I'm so glad I don't have to watch him. I'm so glad there's wrestling I can watch that's not involving Bill Goldberg. Well, there's that. This is your 10 minutes in the Valley from High Spots and Cheap Pops. That's my rundown today. We're going to try to do a video every single solitary day to give you a little bit. Don't forget to please like the subscribe button. Please like us on Facebook. We are just getting cooking every single day. We're going to put out a video, some commentary, some breaking news, like we did yesterday about Adam Cole, like we did a couple days ago about all of the Bray Wyatt stuff. So we're going to keep on pushing, guys. Thank you so much. Much love. This is High Spots and Cheap Pops. This is specifically the Silicon One, Steve VALLI, podcaster, dad, husband, wrestling personality, wrestling manager, crypto enthusiast. And baby, it's all about the 5 values. Don't forget the 5 values. We got hard work. We got honesty. We got kindness. We got gratitude. And of course, we have the biggest one, love. I love all of you. Thank you so much. And we will talk to you soon. This is Silicon Steve VALLI. This is 10 Minutes in the Valley. It usually goes a little more than that because I'm a wordy fuck. This is Silicon and Steve VALLI for High Spots and Cheap Pops. Thank you. We'll tune in tomorrow for another exciting video.